From secret banners to straight up seeing the future, here are 17 Clash Royale secrets. If you go to statsroyale.com and type in your player tag, you'll be able to see the next few chests in your cycle, as well as how close you are to getting big chests like the Royal Wild chest and the Mega Lightning chest. This is very useful to get an idea of where you are in your chest cycle and see if you're close to getting a good one. Not only that, but you can also see a lot of other information about your profile, such as your total donations, wins, and more. So click the link in the description or go to statsroyale.com after you finish the video to check out your profile. The Clash Royale arena may look symmetrical, but it's actually not. You see, due to small differences in the arena depending on which side you're on, some troop interactions can be different from game to game. When you get matched up for a game in Clash Royale, you're either assigned to true red or true blue depending on what side of the arena you're on. This is unfortunately random and there's no way you can choose for yourself. A good example of the differences this causes is when you use your goblin drill, as the drill will land in a different spot depending on which color you are. This is a very small difference that most players won't notice, but it is a crazy detail that I'm surprised the devs haven't patched yet. There are so many banners and badges in Clash Royale nowadays, but did you know that there's actually a secret banner that almost nobody actually has? During the release of the Book of Clash series in 2023, Supercell made a secret link that you could follow to claim a banner featuring the Hog Rider and Super Hog Rider from the book series. This exclusive offer didn't last long, and many players didn't find out about it until it was too late. So if you see someone out there with this banner when playing, make sure to send them a cool emote to pay your respects. Every card in Clash Royale can be played across any game mode of your choice, or at least that's what you probably think, but you've been lied to. The Baby Goblin's Tower Troop is actually the only card in the entire game that can only be played in one game mode, which is the Goblin Queen's Journey. Even the other Goblin cards that came out with the Goblin Queen's Journey, such as the Goblin Demolisher, have since been allowed to be used in ladder games, Trophy Road, and even challenges, but the Baby Goblins are still banned. Most people think the Monk card can reflect any projectile in the game. Well, that's not actually true. The Ice Spirit, Fire Spirit, Heal Spirit, and Electro Spirit are all technically actually considered projectiles in the game's code once they've jumped to perform their attack. While that is true, the Monk will not reflect them if they jump at him during his ability. If Supercell treated the spirits like other spells, you'd expect them to be shot back to the opponent's tower in this case. This doesn't happen though, which is unfortunate because it would be funny to see some cursed interactions like a Heal Spirit healing a tower if this actually worked. We all know that scrolling up on the Path of Legends will bring us to the leaderboard section at the very top, which shows the top 3 players in the game at a given time. But if you've ever scrolled up even further, you may have noticed a sneaky little goblin hiding in the top right corner. It takes a little bit of practice to do this since your phone will automatically snap down to the next screen if you let go, but give it a try next time you're playing. And hey, speaking of that goblin, he actually told me he wants you to subscribe to the channel, so maybe consider doing that. There is no Book of Champions in the game. There is a book for every other rarity in the game, including commons, rares, epics, and legendaries. So why isn't there a Book of Champions? Well, there is one book in the game that can be used to upgrade your champions, and that's the Book of Books, which used to be available every single month in the Pass Royale for only $4.99 a couple years back. Unfortunately, this book can now only be obtained from lucky drops with an extremely rare chance of that happening, or by spending real money in the shops when it's available. So if you ever get one of these books, make sure and hold on to it, and don't you dare waste it on a different rarity unless your champions are already maxed out. The Tombstone and the Furnace were both inspired by obstacles from Clash of Clans. We'd like to think the devs spend a lot of time brainstorming and coming up with brand new ideas for all the cards in Clash Royale. And while they usually do, sometimes they simply just copy and paste from another Supercell game. For example, the Halloween Headstone from 2014 in Clash of Clans looks eerily similar to the Tombstone, which was one of the first cards added to Clash Royale back in 2017. The devs actually got the idea for the Furnace in the exact same way, as there used to be a Clash of Clans obstacle for Halloween of 2015 that looked like a cauldron with purple liquid inside. That might just sound familiar because this design ended up being copied over and changed a little bit to create the Furnace that we all know and love today. I wonder if the devs will do this with any other obstacles in the future. Almost every single troop card in Clash Royale has its very own emote. Some of them have multiple, and even the evolutions get a few emotes of their own each month as they're released. That being said, there isn't a single spell card in the game today that has its own emote. At least that used to be the case until a few months ago when Supercell added the Evolve Zap to the game, which came with this exclusive emote that you see on screen now, showing the spell being used on the king. Because of this, Supercell will likely add emotes for the other spells too once they get evolutions of their own. We all know it can be easy to activate your king tower by placing a card in the middle against your opponent's firecracker, since the backsplash damage will end up hitting your king. But what most people don't realize is that interactions like this are way easier to pull off in the 2v2 game mode, as the firecracker, for example, will activate your king tower all on its own by simply shooting at one of your towers, since everything's more scrunched together. So next time you see a firecracker come across the bridge in a 2v2 match, make sure to ignore it and just hope and pray that your opponent ignores it too so you can get that free activation. Speaking of other game modes, I can't be the only one that gets mad at the Goblin referee in the touchdown game mode. His whistle can be annoying, especially when your opponent barely scored a touchdown on you the round before, so if you've ever wanted to take him out, you're not alone. alone. Well, you'll be happy to find out that you can take him out. The timing isn't always easy, but with some practice, you can actually hit him with a spell as he's running off the field and he will go down. Kind of a waste of elixir if you ask me, but sometimes you just have to do it. When star levels were first released in Clash Royale, players soon noticed that a lot of the golden skins were references to different building and troop levels in Clash of Clans. For example, once you unlock the second star level on your Inferno Tower, it gains these spikes on the side, which look just like the level 3 Inferno Tower in Clash of Clans. Another example of this is the second star level for the hidden Tesla, which features the signature golden coil from the level 6 Tesla in Clash of Clans. These aren't the only examples though, as we see a similar story with the minions, goblins, and others. Clash Royale has several hidden Easter eggs in it that reference another Supercell game called Brawl Stars. The most obvious ones come from Electro Valley, which is the 11th arena on Trophy Road. This arena's scenery features a cactus that is a reference to Spike from Brawl Stars, as well as the Brawl Stars logo and a small star on the bottom right corner. The references don't stop there though, as there is a message that you can actually sometimes get on the loading screen which says that there are tales of a mechanical wizard from a distant land. This message is a reference to Wizard Barley, another character from Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars isn't the only game that's referenced in Clash Royale though, as the Barbarian Bowl arena is pretty much completely pulled from Clash of Clans. As you can see, the obstacles, decorations, barracks, and pretty much everything else is directly copied over from Clash of Clans, which makes sense since most of the cards in the game are also based on Clash of Clans troops since the game came out first. The lucky drops were recently reworked to include 4 different types, with 1 star being a common drop, 2 stars for rare, 3 stars for epic, and 4 for legendary. But in extremely rare cases, the drop can be upgraded to have a 5th star, which is a champion drop, giving you extremely valuable rewards. I've only seen one of these so far, even though I opened several drops every single day, and it actually ended up giving me a book of books, which is equivalent to $20 of real money. With how crowded the shop tab has gotten over the years, it can be annoying to scroll all the way to the bottom to get free rewards or enter a creator code. Lucky for you, if you tap the shop icon again, it'll cycle between the different sections of the shop, allowing you to navigate to the item you're looking for in a matter of seconds. Where's this tip been all my life? Clash Royale used to have a hidden feature that you could only see while editing your deck in Trophy Road. This feature would allow you to generate new decks using a few cards of your choice as a base. This feature was awesome for finding out new and exciting decks to try out, but unfortunately Supercell decided to remove this feature only a couple of weeks ago. Only about 5% of you watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoyed the video or maybe learned something new, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss another upload. My goal is to get that number up to 20% by the end of the year, which is just a couple of months away, so if you want to help me reach that goal, I'd really appreciate it. Also, I'd love to hear which secret was your favorite in the comment section down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.